TV voice.
For the whole thing?
Yeah.
Why don't you do it?
Hello, welcome to Tech File.
Why don't you do it this week? Let's see how
No,
long
I
you
ain't
can do
even.
it.
I don't even got it. I don't even got it in the bag.
Is this the code switching episode?
Greetings, welcome America. Welcome to Technical File.
What he said.
It's your boy.
You can't say it's your boy on code switch.
It's your boy.
You got to be like.
It's your main man.
Hello, my name is Ken.
You know what? Let's just play that theme music because that's a nice way to start right there. Welcome to Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed. Tim is in
You
here
gotta
this
keep
week.
it going.
I was gonna say, do your Locked On Bucks voice.
Oh,
I can't. It's the same one. It's just I gotta wait for my.
and they
turn
come
to get
on
in.
like, who was that? That can't be Camille. That's not our Camille.
Tim's not here this week. The intro's already off the rails because he's supposed to jump in at this point, but he's not feeling good. Let me try to do my best Tim impression. Get us rolling.
Scene.
It's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Mr. Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give it to me.
Dilly. Did you miss me?
Not him stealing from Burnell Hill. Did you miss me?
I like how this was supposed to be the code switch, and we just went full.
We did. We went the other way. I'm sorry.
I am the Eric Johnson,
Only known as
the Eric J. I fucked up.
See, it's harder than you think.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. I'm not doing this.
Hey, we don't need you to bleep out my last name. Thank you.
Hold it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your pal, K. Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K. Diddy.
Take that.
How are you guys?
How's
Welcome.
it hanging?
We missed you
How
guys.
do you do?
What's up, pal?
You know what grinds my gears?
I'm sorry, y'all. We don't play. We don't play. If you would be so kind as to subscribe, rate, review, like all those different things that help the podcast grow, we would greatly appreciate it. On YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification button so that you get notified when we go live.
Mm-hmm.
Drop comments, drop likes. We are posting clips from various episodes as well. So if you ever like, oh man, that was a great conversation on Tech Val this past week, check our YouTube because we probably have that part of the conversation clipped for you to share. So check out the YouTube. And then on all of your favorite audio platforms to listen to the podcast, make sure you rate and review if you haven't already. If you already have on one, do it on another one. You can do it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can do it on our Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Just rate and review. Show us some love. Share the show. All that good stuff. And make sure you catch me on Locked On Bucks as well as Carry the G and MKE on a weekly basis.
Burr.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I just realized that we're everyday freak and then Trump. So
Hey, that's how the pod's going.
You have to be watching the video version to understand.
yeah, subscribe,
What
turn on
that
notifications.
meant.
Yeah,
You
every day.
never know what
Trump.
you're gonna get.
You don't. I mean, we started the episode off talking about code switching. I don't know too much more about that, but game that needs a name. Y'all want to do that this week or pass and get right into the topics of the week?
I'm always down to win.
It don't matter to me.
It is Thanksgiving next week, so I do just want to say we are bringing back the Tech File Thanksgiving draft.
Oh, okay, bet we out
for
here.
next week.
We out
Tech
here.
Top 5 Thanksgiving draft
We
next
out
week.
It's my crown.
Hey man, I'm no slouch when it comes to food.
That draft be a different beast.
It do though.
Eric be winning unless Tim getting messed the
In
board
his-
up for
Tim getting his mayonnaise bag.
start dropping devil eggs in the second round.
No, actually, it's when Tim actually is coherent with his draft board that really throws me off because then you run out of good stuff to pick. That's what be helping me because he'll
That's a fact.
jump
That's a
out the
fact.
window with deviled eggs, and then it's like, I saw a Facebook post. It was like, oh fuck, what did it say? It was like, I don't know what the devil be putting them. I don't know what the devil be putting in them eggs, but they be busting.
That was funny.
If y'all let us know what y'all first round draft pick would be in the Thanksgiving draft. What on that table is worthy of the first overall draft pick? I am very curious to know what y'all would say as well. You know what? We've been playing around with code switching. Let's just get into the topics of the
We
week.
out here.
We've been playing around. That's our intro.
Too deep for the intro.
Too deep for the intro. NFL Week 10 is in the books. Let's just talk about something that we've taken from the last week of games.
Took it.
That's my that's that Mississippi random,
Exactly.
putting stuff together. But no, what's something that stood out to you from the last week?
Jordan Love's arm strength. It's not necessarily this week. It feels like it's a culmination of the entire year, but it's like maybe I'm just spoiled from having Brett Favre and then Aaron Rodgers, but it's like the zip
Cannon.
It ain't the same.
It doesn't quite hit the same. Like he tries to jam stuff in the windows. Like I feel like that's where he gets in trouble with the interceptions. Like I don't know if it's necessary that he doesn't have a strong arm, but I don't think his arm is as strong as he thinks it is.
Okay.
Like whenever he airs it out, he puts too much air under the ball. Whenever he tries to jam it into a window, like it doesn't get there quick enough, so it gets disrupted.
I'm glad to have seen that he was overthrowing dudes this past week because
Yeah.
he has been underthrowing a lot.
Habitually.
So I'd rather him just be like, "Hey, air that mug out," but the accuracy part ain't there. Although I believe that the game on Sunday was his best deep ball accuracy game so far this season. They had a lot of explosive plays this week.
Honestly, I would say it's probably his best game of the
Yeah,
season.
yeah. He looked good.
Regardless of context, I think he acquitted himself well. I don't know what Pittsburgh's defense ranking was before that game. I think they have a negative.
They have a strong front seven, but the secondary was weak.
Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm. They keep winning games that they get outgained, and I don't understand it.
I think it comes down to coaching. Like at the end of the day, it's like
Gotta be.
it's like Mike Tomlin's the GOAT.
And the fact that the Packers for the
Hey,
20th.
shout out to I Am Water in the comments. He said, I want to say y'all been going hard and keep banging. Appreciate
Hey,
y'all.
appreciate that.
Gang. I was gonna say for the 20th straight season, the Packers have a mid-ass special teams unit.
And they hired Rich to come in because he was a special teams savant, and it still sucks. I shouldn't say sucks. It was at some one point even worse than what it is now.
Yeah.
There has been improvement, but not enough.
Obviously we had Mason Crosby forever, so the
That's
field
part
goal
of it,
has
yeah.
been pretty steady. He had 1 or
The
2
rookie been
years
all
every
right.
once in a while, but it's just consistently the protection, the coverage, kick the rookie kicked the ball out of bounds or damn near kicked it out of bounds another time. It's I don't expect perfection, but it's year after year after year, it's the same thing where it's just can special teams not lose us games? That's the bar. I don't need Kayshawn. How do you say his name?
Nixon. Yeah.
Whatever.
Keyshawn Nixon.
Keyshawn.
I think he leads the league in kick return yards, but that's because he brings it out every fucking time. It's bro, if you are 5 yards deep, I get it, you have big play potential, but we don't need that.
That man, he ain't seen the kickoff return he don't like.
And it's half the time he don't make it out to the 25. I'm bro, just take the yardage.
He's starting to get some more. He's starting to get there. I thought we're getting close to a touchdown soon.
Which I don't even think is necessarily. it's his fault to bring it out because that's his decision. But I think that it's because your blocking ain't there. If the blocking was better, then it's you're explosive and you can do all that stuff. But it's play the field position game, please. But yeah, no, that was the thing that stood out to me. Is just especially on that, even the last play of the game where he threw the interception. It's just it didn't even cross the goal line. The ball didn't. So I feel it. But again, in our Packers conversation over the course of this year, I do feel like this was a positive upswing game.
Same.
We've had concerns about them regressing at various points throughout the year, and I feel like building off of last week's win, like I still think that this was a better performance.
I agree.
Question: did you expect both of our teams to have identical records
No,
at this point of the season?
I did not.
No,
Well, I think we played one more game than y'all, so we got another loss. But
I mean, I also expected Justin Fields to be playing all year, so that's why I expect y'all to be.
ain't that a bust? Hey, he back Sunday. Let's go.
Are
He
you
getting his
excited
job
about
back?
that?
I am. I'm excited.
Interesting.
He been looking good in practice this week. Well,
How you
when he
know?
came back, huh?
You were there.
No, I saw the footage.
These reports, he tapping in.
I seen the footage.
Yeah, Green Bay is 3-6 and Chicago is 3-7.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Trash bros.
Yeah, we
The
definitely
Packers
trash.
and the Bears. Iron Water said, what bothers me is bum-ass teams we used to own bragging about beating us now that we're not old enough to get into the club.
Hey, I feel like that's against me. First of all, like that's a shot at me. I'll be damn.
Hey, I will say this. The Green Bay Packers have, I don't want to say terrorized a lot of fan bases, but we have put a lot of bad taste in a lot of other teams' mouths where they thought like, hey, we got it this time. And next thing you know, Aaron Rodgers pulls out a miraculous comeback, or Brett Favre does something crazy, and it's a dub for the Green Bay Packers. And I mean, this guy right here can attest to it. We've been doing Tech Files since 2017, and we have a whole episode where he wanted to avoid talking about Aaron Rodgers because I just don't. I hate him. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I thought we had the game in the bag.
These are facts.
It didn't happen. Two
quarterbacks I hate: Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning.
Because they both got in the way of the Bears' glory.
Absolutely,
I understand. So hey, let them get their victory laps.
In the way of the Bears' glory.
Right,
let them get their victory lap. Iron Water. It's gonna come back around at some point.
Sooner rather than later.
That's a fact. I'm very excited to see the Packers next year. I will say that if they continue to progress this year, progress.
Same.
Continue taking steps forward in a positive manner. Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what these guys can look like next year, because we know that Dobbs and Watson were the two receivers in particular everybody was excited about because we saw them last year. But Wicks and Reed, like those two dudes look like they might be legit. And Musgrave, if he can stop stumbling and bumbling all over the place, he can be a threat down the seam, and we're starting to see Love and him connect a little bit more too, which is dope to see. So
I actually picked up Watson in one of my fantasy.
That's
leagues.
unfortunate.
Yeah, exactly. I did it because y'all was hyping it up.
I understand.
I was like, oh, well, I got an extra pill. Let me go ahead and pick him.
I was gonna say hopefully this is just like a lost season for him, and like next year. I mean, like hopefully he gets better this year, but like I can chalk it up as just a lost season. Like we started talent last year, he needs to re-establish chemistry with Love, and like I'm like you said, like I'm hopeful for next season because like I see the talent is there. They just need to be coached up. Hopefully, they have a new defensive coordinator.
Please. Because, my God, Joe Barry. All right.
Oh, we forgot to do our warheads.
Good old Joe.
My husband had got us all some warheads.
The mayor.
Yeah, the mayor. So we gonna take these and see. I haven't had a warhead since my niece gave me one, like mini. Oh, this is like stuck to the wrapper.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like sour. This is extreme sour. So we gonna try to podcast through it. Mine isn't coming off the. Okay, y'all ready?
Yeah.
I used to snip it.
I had to smell it.
All right.
Hey yo.
Smell. Ooh, yeah. I was gonna say something flagrant.
We gonna talk about the. Woo, Lord, the NFL playoff picture.
Man, come on, let's go, baby. Jesus Christ.
Right here.
Why did I enjoy these as a kid?
Dude, we really ate these, bro? Jesus Christ.
What is the point?
I'm glad I got some water.
I don't. I ate fast facing 5-4.
Woo!
I can't even talk.
I'm sorry, y'all.
All right. Yeah, them.
This was a bad idea.
I'm good on them, boss.
Okay, let me try to keep it in one cheek.
Hey,
NFL playoff pictures I wanted to talk about here because there are some surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is making my mouth water. There's been a lot of surprises.
I did this after my one thing.
I should have waited until it was Ken's turn. I gotta talk to during mine. All right, the playoff picture in the AFC. Listen, it's a bloodbath. in the AFC right now, and we thought coming into the season that it might be.
Mhm.
And now looking at it, it's just like it's even more contenders than I thought it would be in this conference. So right now, the playoff picture, you got the Chiefs in the number 1 spot. They're winning the AFC West, and in addition to that, they're winning their division by 2.5 games at this moment. Every other division in the AFC is a 1 or half game race. Like it is close. So you got Chiefs at 1-7-2, the Ravens 7-3, the Jags are 6-3, the Dolphins are 6-3, and those are your 4 current division leaders. And then you have the Steelers at 6-3, the Browns at 6-3, and those Houston Texans at 5-4, rounding out the wild card spots for the AFC. And listen, the Texans, I don't know if y'all been watching the Texans at all.
No, I have. But Strauss is he's on my fantasy team, and he's been starting for the past 2
That
weeks.
rookie is unbelievable.
Yeah, they're already talking about not just rookie of the year, but actual
he's in the
MVP.
MVP conversation.
In the MVP conversation.
Nah, that was supposed to be my one thing this week. Who, like to y'all?
It's still Patrick Mahomes right now. I would say.
Mahomes.
But
MVP, yeah, Pat Mahomes.
But CJ Stroud, he is like he's
really good. He does not look like a rookie
at all.
at all.
He's
What's
going on, fam?
Listen, Houston Texans wide receivers have been a sleeper in FanDuel, but now the secret is out. Like everybody's aware. Like
Is Noah? Is that one of the?
Yes,
fam.
I think it's Noah Brown.
Yes.
Shell said Myles Garrett for MVP.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Defense not gonna get it though.
You all right?
I switched the warhead from the one cheek to the other, and then that cheek was just sour because it had just been sitting there. But we're good now. We're past the sour phase of it all.
Now it's just nasty candy.
Yep. Wish I could spit this out, to be completely honest with you. Warheads are not good candy.
No, not at all.
That's what we should have done a ranking of just candies for Halloween.
Warhead is a yuck.
This is not on my list. Warheads are not in my top 5, not in my top 10. I can tell you that. But no, I just want to say shout out to the Houston Texans. Like,
yeah, definitely shout out.
If y'all haven't been watching them,
Fun
that's
team.
an exciting young football team on both sides of the ball. In the NFC, the playoff picture, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFC's picture just isn't as exciting as the AFC. I should say who's in the hunt in the AFC before I move on.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned that the Texans are 5-4 in that last wild card spot, and that's in part because of their victory this past Sunday over the Bengals, and then moved the Bengals out of wild card contention. So now the Bengals are right now in the hunt race with a 5-4 record, same as Houston. You have the Colts at 5-5, Buffalo at 5-5. The Bills is the one that's like, yo, they lost to Denver too.
They just look so out of sorts right now.
Fired their offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Yeah, they just fired him.
Y'all saw Stephon Diggs' brother.
Saying get him out of there.
14 out of there, and before the season
they haven't
started,
done nothing. Like he's on another one on my fantasy. He is like, I think he only has like maybe like 4 touchdowns this season, 5. But he's not even getting the targets though. Like they're not even like throwing him the ball. Like he's not one of the top receivers in the league right now.
What's crazy that I think about now is before the season started, I believe it was Stephen A. Smith who had came out and mentioned the fact that apparently Stephon Diggs had some type of problem with Buffalo, and he was thinking their window had closed, and he, and he came out like, "Hey, I didn't say none of that. I believe in my quarterback."
Yeah.
And then now this week, his brother's tweeting, "Get 14 out of Buffalo."
I mean, Jalen Ramsey, the week before he came back, a report came out saying, "Oh, they expect him to play on Sunday." He's like, "That's news to me. I ain't right. Check the sources." And then he played on Sunday. It's like, these niggas be lying. Also, sorry, Ken, I got a Tim statue.
Word the bell.
Stephon Diggs leads the league in receptions.
Oh, you do?
Well, he's tied with Keenan Allen.
It ain't been like that for the past few weeks though. I know that.
It hasn't been, but he does lead the league with 73 receptions.
I know the past like 4 or 5 weeks, he only got 2 touchdowns. I know that.
And he's 5th in yards.
Yeah.
It has 7 touchdowns, which is
ain't what I need.
Second.
I need more.
So yeah, that's Tim stats all around. Like that's actually 3.
I need more.
I mean, the last few games, it's been set. I see what you're saying. He had a very hot start to the season. He had 102 yards and a touchdown. Then he had 66 yards. Then he had 111 yards. And then he popped real big in that Miami game. He had 120 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that's almost half of the touchdown production in that one game. And then he had 121 yards and a touchdown, 100 yards, no touchdowns. And then after that, things have declined a little bit. 58 yards, a touchdown, 70 yards, no touchdown, 86 yards, a tutty, and then 34 yards, no touchdown.
I don't know. So what do we feel like the real issue is? Is it quarterback play? Is it coaching? Or is it that they held this team on too long and they need to just kind of defer and figure something else out?
I remember before the season, I said, I don't know about Buffalo, and y'all looked at me like I was crazy. So
Yeah.
I was all in on Buffalo. Like, I had Josh Allen as MVP this season. And, like, he's Jay Cutler out here.
I mean, that's part of the problem. Josh Allen has 11 interceptions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's slinging it. But he'll have a game where he had like 4 touchdowns and like 4 interceptions.
And then too, I mean, Buffalo has been hurt, and I know every team is dealing with injuries, but Buffalo seems like they're always dealing with significant injuries, and Josh Allen taking care of the ball. It just doesn't look good right now in Buffalo, and they're 10th in the AFC. A lot of season left.
Yeah,
right below them at 5-5, the same record as the Las Vegas Raiders. And then you have the Chargers, Jets, and Broncos now at 4-5. Like, it's all just so close in the AFC crazy right now. So any AFC games that's going to be going on, pretty much tune into them because it's going to have big impacts on the standings. And then go ahead.
Sorry, one last thing about the Bills. So it does feel kind of like a scapegoaty type of move to fire the offense coordinator at this point.
Somebody has
which,
to go.
Again, like, you don't know what's going on internally. You don't know who's calling what and what type of relationships people have. But through week 10, this is according to Mina Kimes, the Bills' offense is 3rd in DVOA, 1st in success rate, 3rd in EPA per play. I don't know what that is. 4th in QBR, 3rd in yards per play, 2nd in 3rd down conversion percentage, and 3rd in red zone efficiency. So, like,
well,
I don't know if you can say that the offense is a problem.
Yeah, so he's the scapegoat.
It might not be a solution, but it's not the problem. So, like, to fire your offensive coordinator after that type of performance is kind of like what you want. Besides him, like
him to physically go out
there. It's not
there.
like he's the one out there calling the Josh Allen throw an interception play.
Yeah, these are facts.
So,
hey, the NFC playoff picture, you got Philly, that one spot, 8-1. The Lions, 7-2.
Yeah,
not with the Raiders, boys. The 49ers at 6-3. The Saints at 5-5. And that's your 4 division leaders right now. And then in the wild card slot, you got the Seahawks 6-3, the Cowboys 6-3, and the Vikings 6-4.
Can I just say one thing about how irritating and frustrating like the media coverage is on the 49ers? One week, Brock Purdy is elite. The next week, he's trash. He's horrible. Then they win next week. Brock Purdy does exactly what he's supposed to. I'm like, fam, which is it? Like, don't crown that man one week and then he have a bad game. Like, what you expect from this man, fam?
The NFL is the ultimate small sample size
theater.
Yeah,
like it's so irritating.
17 games.
It is so irritating.
Dwayne said the man curse came back for Allen.
That's what it seemed like.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was on the cover.
That man Peyton Hillis.
Damn.
I was so happy when Peyton Hillis got that cover and it wasn't Aaron Rodgers. I remember that. I was like, thank God it's not Aaron Rodgers.
Did he ever get a cover?
Who, Aaron? I don't think so.
I don't think so, because every year that it was like a vote to get it, I used to always vote against Aaron Rodgers. So I was not trying to have that Madden curse. I wasn't even trying to play around with it in Green Bay. I know Favre had one, because that was the year he got traded.
Oh, yeah, because they photoshopped the jersey.
The different jersey. You could print out the new sleeve with him in his new jersey. I said, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm going to keep this outdated cover. But in the hunt, in the NFC, you got Tampa Bay at 4-5, the Washington football team, as well as the Atlanta Falcons at 4-6. Technically, the Green Bay Packers, the Rams at 3-6. I'm not sure if I would count the Bears, but I'll give y'all some love. 3-7.
Hey.
There you go.
We in the hunt, baby.
NFC South.
Yes, it does.
Because, like, I follow a couple of Saints fans, and, like, they've done nothing but complain about that team all year, and they're in first place in that division.
Look what else is in that division.
I know. That's my point.
I thought, honestly, that Atlanta would win that division, but,
yeah,
I mean, they still could.
Yeah,
we have a lot of time.
can.
We have a lot of time. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to point out. I just wanted to point out how the NFL playoff picture was currently shaping up after that shocking Bills loss to the Broncos that they should have won, but then they had 12 men on the field, and they got to redo it last second game-winning field goal. So
you ain't got to do the drop, but can I just blow the whistle on? Like, DeMar Hamlin jokes are not funny.
People still doing those?
Yeah,
They have picked up.
Really? Oh, I guess. All right, bro.
I'm not even gonna dignify it like by repeating it, but like they're not funny.
Shells in the comments. Go, Pat, go. Hey, there's a chance.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
Yeah, so mine was the broadcast of Amazon Prime. Bears have been on Amazon Prime, I think, twice this season so far. So, like, not saying like I've been forced, but I've actually been watching it. And it's very entertaining. Like how they break, like they use like this new gen like technology and stuff like
when
that.
they be showing the routes and all that.
Yeah,
stuff, I love
like it is
that.
super. I was like, dog, it's like the game wasn't that entertaining, but watching it to see all of this stuff and see how they break things down and then how they predict the next play and stuff like that. Like the telecast is super dope. So if you haven't like checked it out, definitely check it out. It's different. The technology that they're using, like the camera angles and everything like that with the production is really dope.
I co-sign that.
Yeah, it's super dope.
I co-sign that. Dwayne said the Bears need to play
Hey, chill
every
out, fam.
Thursday, apparently.
Hey, if it's gonna make us get a dub, then hey, I'm with it.
I'm with it if you with it. Okay. NBA. Listen, y'all. I just want to say that I had such a fun thing planned for this week in my NBA One thing. I was very much looking forward to ranking some more in-season tournament courts. Man, those are fun and bright and vibrant. But then Bucks Twitter got you, girl. And it's just been a flame all day. I saw Eric tweet earlier in the day that, man, this discourse on Twitter is going to get old quick. I might need to take a day off. And I said, what's he talking about? And I got off Twitter. I didn't continue to look. What about my day? I had to work. What about my day? Came back. Let me catch up on the day on Bucks Twitter. Oh, it's crazy on Bucks Twitter right now. And here's why. An article came out calling for Adrian Griffin to be fired.
Wow.
10 games in.
Jesus Christ.
Said, hey, this man should be fired.
It feels racist.
That's what a certain subset.
And I ain't even read it. It just feels that. Like, come on, fam.
A certain subset of Bucks Twitter feels just like that.
Yeah.
And there's another subset that's pretty much like, nah, he needs to go.
Jesus Christ.
But the most voices I saw were actually kind of logical in the middle, and I was very thankful to see it. There's a lot of people saying it's 10 games, y'all. Let's give it a little bit more time.
Yeah, if y'all doing that, y'all talking about the Dame trade was bad. And if y'all, how y'all overreacting at this point.
And I saw Eric also had a thread about a podcast he listened to or something about another team that knew it was time to fire their coach pretty early on.
Yeah, you want me to
go ahead?
Okay, so back in 2021, I went back and looked for it and found it and listened to it again just to make sure that I wasn't misremembering things.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2021, Amin El Hassan used to be on ESPN, formerly worked in the front office with most notably the Suns.
Okay.
He went on Roger Bell's podcast. They were telling a bunch of stories about their shared time with the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was when the Suns were good. Well, Amin's time spanned from when the Suns were good to after Steve Nash.
Okay.
And if you remember, Mike D'Antoni left, went to New York.
Mm-hmm.
They hired Terry Porter as his replacement.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Terry Porter, when he got the job, because Amin was in there with the interviews, he's like, when he got the job, he said, hey, I'm coming in to kind of tweak the defense. I'm not going to touch the offense. Offense is going to be cool. Y'all got it. Y'all perfect. I don't need to do anything. I'm going to just come in and help y'all with the defense because that's my specialty, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
He said they went to a coach's retreat in August. The whole first day, all Terry Porter talked about was offense.
Yeah.
To the point where Steve Kerr, who was the general manager at the time, was like, hey, we ever going to get the offense? I mean, we're ever going to get the defense? They're like, okay. The brain trust was like, hey, you know what? Maybe he just wants to like get this on our radar so that when it comes time to kind of implement in some of the stuff that he wants to run, we're aware.
Yeah.
First day of training camp comes.
Mm-hmm.
All they talking about offense. He said they brought in Dick Bennett, who used to coach Wisconsin, coached Terry Porter at Stout or Whitewater or wherever he went. First thing he showed was them on a fast break, Roger Bell pulling up for a three-pointer. He's like, it went in, but that's a bad shot for us. Again, this is our 7 seconds or less Suns. And he's like, and you saying that this is a bad shot, and he wanted to implement some triangle stuff and run some backwards as not at all progressive offense. Again, 7 seconds or less Suns who don't have a problem with offense whatsoever.
Yeah.
So like Roger Bell was like, I was out that day. He's like, I knew this motherfucker didn't know what he was doing. Like to the point where he was disruptive in practice, which obviously was bad. But like because him and Boris Diaw were so disruptive, they wound up trading them mid-season. Then like a month later, they fired Terry Porter because like the conclusion that they came to was the same thing that Roger Bell said from the beginning, which was he doesn't know what he's doing. He's changing stuff that doesn't need to be changed. He's bad for the coach. Like it was a whole bunch of stuff. And like my thing was always, and I've had like that stuck in the back of my mind where it's like, I don't know if Adrian Griffin is a good or a bad coach, and it's not about that. It's like, is he the right coach for this team at this moment? At this moment, the Bucks don't have time to waste, really. Like this isn't like a let him grow into the job type situation. This is we have like a 2 to 3 year window. We wish to win a championship. Yeah. So if he can't adapt to, like, because like I'm always thinking about, he's been waiting 15, 20 years for
14 interviews.
14 interviews. He's been waiting a long time to have a head coaching job. So he's been thinking a long time, like, when I get my own team, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. So for him, he's like, I got my chance.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know what I mean? But that's outside the context of this roster, this situation. Like if he was taking over, like if him and Ime switched and he was taking over the Rockets and like they had all the money to burn in the offseason, he could bring in the players that needs
you can slow roll a little bit.
Right. But like you can then go out and get like Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks because like you can get people that specifically fit what you want to play.
Right.
Whereas with the Bucks, you're kind of locked into a roster that was built to play blood ball.
Yeah.
So
they couldn't make that many changes this summer as it was.
And the biggest one that they made actually was even further detrimental to the vision that I'm assuming he had coming in. So it's like, I don't think that you have to keep doubling down like, oh, we made this thing. It's like, if you know that this is wrong, cut bait, move on, go in a different direction. The only thing is, I don't know if they have anything to pivot to. So it's kind of like you got to see it out, at least through.
Got to see it out, my boy.
Yeah.
At least it was, like if you still had Terry Stotts on the bench.
Yeah,
like,
then it's easier to make that
hey,
decision.
there's somebody. Joe Prunty, we've already seen that movie.
That. Been there, done that.
We don't need to do that again.
No more energy and effort part 2.
So again, like I hate calling for people's job, especially bad coaches. So like I'm not doing that. Joe Barry, you're an exception. Get the fuck out.
He's not. I know he's what.
He's not.
No, he's not. I'm saying that's the only coach that I'm calling for.
Okay.
It's like, bro, you no. But like if the brain trust knows, we kind of fucked this up, and like don't just keep like trying to save face. Like if that's the move you gotta make, that's the move you gotta make.
Yeah.
All that being said, it has been 10 games. And Ime Udoka, bringing him back into it, the Celtics were like below 500 well into the season his first year. I remember an article came out back half of that year kind of saying he had to learn to find his voice. Like he knew what he wanted to do, but he was too busy like trying to walk on eggshells and try to placate like the different things going on in that locker room. And at one point he's just like, I know what I'm about. Did we get knocked off? Okay. I know what I'm about. And like he had like a whole Portland coaching staff, like people from Portland that he grew up with that he knew very well. And they're like, bro, you're not being yourself. Like be yourself. You got this job because like stop having imposter syndrome. You got this job because you're qualified for it. Like actually go coach. And from that moment on, like he changed like some of the stuff that they were doing. He was a lot more of a hard ass. They started winning. So like maybe it's just a situation where Adrian Griffin got this monumental trade like dropped in his lap at the last minute.
Yep. Changes things.
It changes things. He's still trying to feel his way out. He hasn't found his voice yet. He's not exactly sure what he's doing. That's fine. Like I'm of the mind like, hey, give him a little bit of time. But I'm also like, maybe there is, if it is that this was the wrong hire, like it's better to correct that mistake sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So where I come in on it is, one, it's been 10 games. And ahead of the season starting, I said, hiring Adrian Griffin, that's a tough gig for a first-time head coach to walk into because you're walking into a team with championship expectations. And when you're walking into a team with championship expectations, people expect things to look a certain way, to go a certain way, to be a certain way. And through 10 games in this season, the Bucks haven't looked the way that anybody would have thought that they would with the amount of talent that they have on this roster. And there's reasons for it, right? One, Eric gave the example before about the situation in Phoenix, where it's like, I'm not going to change too much. I just want to tweak it a little bit. And that's exactly what we heard Griff say when he came in about Bud's system. And instead of tweaking things, he completely scrapped. Yeah, he just did that. He just completely scrapped the whole drop concept, although the roster is built around that. We saw in the draft him drafting somebody like Andre Jackson Jr. Like, okay, you must want to play a different way because this is the type of guy who Bud would not have drafted, right? So you see the kind of guy that he wants on his team, and then you see the actual roster, and he's trying to fit that roster's personnel into a scheme that he has thought of, and it does not fit. This is an aging roster that should be playing drop coverage, especially with Brooke out there. Now, you might be able to find different combinations where you can change up that scheme, but the thing with that is I don't feel like the Bucks have identified what their key defensive theme is at this point, and that's one thing they have to do. But there was an article that came out from Journal Sentinel with quotes from post-game after the Bulls win, and people were on Adrian Griffin's neck because he's sitting there, he came in here and he's like, yo, I applaud this team. You know, they've been going through a lot behind closed doors. It feels like there's kind of like a dark cloud over us at times, and Andre Jackson Jr. comes in the game and he gives us so much energy, and we need that because, like I said, dark cloud over us, and you know, guys are going through things and they had to deal with minute restrictions and being in and out the lineup like Dame has been. And there's just so many moving pieces. And, like, these guys don't complain. They just come to work and they're trying to get better. And I appreciate that. Like, we're winning games. When we win a game, we're not winning by enough. And it's a lot of so all of his comments, there were people saying, these are red flags. And then Giannis came out saying, like, I've been in the league for 11 years. So if there are things I can take off of his shoulder or help manage, I'm going to do that. And then he said, well, not just me, the whole team. But we know it's Giannis' team. And I have no problem with a superstar being like, hey, I've been in Milwaukee for 11 years. This is my team. Like, if I can help take that pressure off of you, then I'm going to do that. And I do think it's an adjustment period for Griffin because it's a different level of scrutiny, a different situation, a different roster than what he thought that he was going to have. Because as we've mentioned, having Drew Holiday is a bit different than having Damian Lillard at your point of attack, especially if you want to have your team be known for a turnover-inducing defense. It changes things. So now is a time where Griff is trying to figure out the best scheme for this particular personnel. Unfortunately, Jay Crowder has gotten hurt, who has been one of the Bucks' most steady players off the bench, steady players, period, I will say. But within that, I think that there is a silver lining with that Jay Crowder injury. And I'm not saying that I want Jay to get injured. I know I'm Marquette down. Me and Jay had a class together. He don't remember that, but I remember that. He was cool as a mug, too. But it opens the door for some of these younger guys like Andre Jackson Jr., like Marjan, to get even more playing time. And those are the type of players that Griff needs. And we just kind of need, I think, to continue filling out which personnel works best. And from the outside looking in, I'm kind of like, dog, why are we still starting Malik Beasley? Like, that's a clear one. Like, let's just switch him out. But then I thought about it more, and I was like, this could be a situation as well where Griff is giving all the vets first shot. Like, hey, you already earned your stripes in this league. You're going to get first shot at trying to see if you can actually do what I can do. And I'm going to continue giving these young guys some minutes and seeing how they do in these limited minutes. And what I think is going to continue to happen is that these young guys are going to continue to show up and make their case like, hey, need a few more of the minutes, boss. Need a few more minutes of them, boss. And some of them vets that we are seeing, they're going to see those minutes start declining. And at some point, we're going to find the right combination. All of that said, we got to keep in mind, too, Giannis really just started looking like Giannis about 3 games ago or so. Dame is still trying to find himself. And people are talking about all this stuff. Like, it's clearly bad tension in the locker room. I'm like, all these dudes have personal lives.
Yeah.
And what Dame has been going through in his personal life has been in the media. I don't need to continue to repeat what that man is going through in his personal life.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going through some things that anybody in any job could be affected by. You got that going on. And then the whole fact that he doesn't generally work out over the summer. So he generally starts the season slow because he uses the season to kind of work himself back into shape. You can look at his numbers from November over the last few years. Like, they are not great.
Yeah.
And then by December, January, he's looking more like Dame. So that's part of it. And I said, too, his game returned against the Bulls, where it's like he went 3 of 17, I believe, from the field on Monday. And I said, hey, him missing 2 games probably didn't help because he was already trying to play himself into shape. Now you got another pause. Now you got to continue trying to play yourself back into shape. Chris Middleton is still on a minutes restriction. And when you get, I believe it's when you have Dame, Chris, and Giannis in the same game. I believe their record is 5-1 right now. So like, there's an out, and you can see the outline. You have a group of guys who have been playing a drop system, and you've seen them getting beat a lot on defense when they get into scramble situations because guys aren't used to having to rotate in that way. It was a play against the Bulls where Marjan was telling somebody, "You take corner," and they did not take corner. So Marjan just took it, and then no one else rotated around him, and you're just kind of like, well, yeah, of course we gave him an open three because the defense isn't on the string. So like. All that being said, I said a lot, but I'm trying to paint the full picture of what's going on with the Bucks. Like, it's not just one thing. It's them trying to figure things out, get chemistry, it's a lot that they're figuring out.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand it's the championship window. They don't have that much time, but they're going to have to make the time this season at the very least. This is the head coach that Giannis wanted.
Yeah, and I was going to bring that up. Does that change, like, when we said, like, a coach isn't a fit, but when it's a coach that the players actually want it or that your superstar want it, doesn't that kind of change the dynamic a little bit?
You got to see it out, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
At least for this year, you got to see it out.
Like, I get where you're coming from, and I agree to an extent because it's like you can risk further losing the locker room if like you get rid of the guy that they like.
Like, it's too many changes too quick. Like, we can't do that.
Like 10 games in, like, no, you can't fire. You can't fire a coach in 10 games. Like, it's not. He hasn't had his full complement of players. He hasn't had enough time for it to kind of gel. Which kind of will get to my point a little bit later.
We can actually segue right into yours when you finish your point.
Yeah, the one last thing I was gonna say is that if you recall, like midway through last year, the Bucks kind of went through a little bit of a swoon. Like they started off 9-0, and then after that, it kind of got a little dicey. And like I think it was Bill Simmons, and I think somebody else in the national media was like, "I'm hearing rumblings out of Milwaukee, like things aren't great." And then they went on like a 20-something game. It was a winning streak in the teens, and then you didn't hear that anymore. It's like these are competitive people. Like I would imagine that the locker room isn't great when they're losing or when they're not playing up to what they know is their standard. So like I'm not gonna be concerned about a dark cloud when it's like they're not playing well. That's that's the dark cloud. Like you said, like they're not, even the games that they're winning, they aren't winning by a margin that you would think. Like they beat the Pistons by what, like 2 or 3, something like that. They beat the Bulls by less than 10, which
9.
They lost a big lead to Pacers. Like the games that they've won, they kind of eked out. The games that they've lost, they got blown out. So like they haven't really played a good game all season.
To finish yet.
Like Dame bailed them out a couple of times. Giannis has tried to carry them like the last 3, but things aren't gelling. But it's a lot of change. It's a lot of new pieces. They had, again, like they didn't have the summer to kind of try to work these things out and like pick up or to think through like, oh, okay, like, well, we got this. Like, how are we going to meld this together? Like my one thing was the Clippers and really just NBA recruiting trades in general.
Have the Clippers won since they got hurt?
They have not.
No. I didn't think so.
They lost their first 4. I don't know if they played tonight or not.
Cheeks. That's what they play
when I identified this one thing, I kind of had a different angle, which was they played it tonight. Oh, that's another loss. Well, I don't know. Like I think
that's a L.
Okay.
I'm not gonna argue.
I'm not. But when I identified this one thing, I was like, how is it that James Harden has pushed for this trade to the Clippers? The Clipper stars presumably have signed off on them chasing James Harden. Like they had to have had conversations. I would think that this whole summer was working towards like, hey, we're gonna have James at some point. Or at least in the back of your mind, like you started thinking about it. So like, how is it that when these trades come about, like there's always still like the shit don't earl, and it's like, how are you coming in not, like the Lakers when they traded for Westbrook? It's like
it sound good.
What did y'all think?
No, it didn't.
But I always give teams the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, when you're trying to bring a bunch of stars together, it's like, well, they've thought about it clearly. Like, if they want to trade for it, like, they know what they're doing. They know what they want to do and how it's going to look. And then the Lakers thing goes how you would expect it to look. And it's like, what did y'all think was going to happen? And not y'all, like, the fan base, but, like, y'all, like, the players, the people that signed up for, like LeBron and AD apparently,
I really don't
pulled rank and we're like, yo, bring in Westbrook. It's like,
forget that DeRozan trade. Let's get Westbrook. That still doesn't make sense in my head, fam. I'm sorry. I know
Dog,
it's a sore subject for you.
We had it in the bag, fam. it was. All right, man.
But again, like that's where I'm like, if it's a player empowerment era that we're in, and the players are really calling their own shots and putting together their own teams, it's like, do y'all not think through like what that's going to look like when Harden and Kawhi both need the ball to be effective, and neither one of them really does anything off the ball aside just stand there? It's like,
especially
one of y'all got to kind of
Harden be in the way.
One of y'all kind of got to take the initiative and be like, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice for the good team. Like you've seen big threes come together, and the third guy always takes a back seat.
Yeah,
like maybe in their ego, like they're like, well, it ain't gonna be me, and like you kind of got to work through that organically. But it's just like, what did y'all think was gonna happen? Again, that was my thought process initially. But then the more I thought about it, it's like, look at the teams, the surprise teams at the top of the league so far this year. Sorry, Shell's comment said, I mean, DeMar cool, but Westbrook though.
Exactly. Come on, fam.
But the more I thought about it, I looked at the teams that are like surprising at the top of the league so far, Timberwolves, Mavs, and it's like they made their big moves last year. It didn't seem to work at first,
and they needed
the time to kind of gel together and figure it out. Minnesota has the top defense in the league.
Gobert's looking motivated this season.
And
Like if any big was going to be traded out of Minnesota, it's not going to be Gobert. It's going to be Cat, which is crazy.
But like Kyrie and Luka look better this year so far than they ever did at any point last year. So like, you can come in with the best intentions, Giannis and Dame. You can think about like how it's going to look when it's envisioned, but then like you get out on the court, it's like,
gotta play through it.
Actually, I don't know. Like I'm not necessarily comfortable. I've never done this before. I've never played with a guy like this before. I've never done this before. So it's like, we got to start having a little bit more grace for some of these moves, or like don't expect like instant results everywhere, especially when it's two guys that are used to having their own team.
That's a fact.
Or like in James Harden's case, like it's been 3 years since he left Houston, but he still has never gotten comfortable playing with somebody else.
Yeah,
that feels like it was a lot longer than that.
Because it's been so much.
It's been so many teams since then.
Yeah, you know what? With James Harden, one of the filthiest things I've seen him do is that this man was dribbling at the three, right? He stepped back, wiped his shoes, fam. Did the step back air. I was like, that's filthy work right there, fam. An air ball. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Didn't he miss another shot off the rebound?
Yep. Yeah. I was like, fam, out there looking.
What made me laugh is in 2K this year, they added in where you can do like dribble emotes. So if you're dribbling the ball, you can hit down on the D-pad and you'll do some type, whatever you choose to do. And I literally looked at James Harden and said, oh, he doing a dribble emote. I said, you better cook. And he did not.
Question. Do they have LeBron's?
Look down. No.
He be cashing that mug, though.
I've noticed.
He be cashing that.
Giannis does that too, but when he on the 3-point, and I was like, I know you love LeBron, fam. Fam, keep that. He be dribbling and he look down. I'm like, no. Don't you do the LeBron? No.
Like, I wonder if in their head they think it's like, oh, I'm gonna make it look like I'm about to, drive.
Do something else,
but it really is just like one.
LeBron stare. He stare at the ball until he shoot it, fam. That's like, I'm like, hey, he hit it though, so hey, I can't complain.
I really hate LeBron stare. I hate that move so much. I hate it. Hey. And it's a whole highlight clip of him doing that.
It is.
I hate it. Shells in the comments that Dame definitely looks like somebody that's done to play with the guy like Giannis. It's different. Dame's usage is what year was it? It's the lowest in at least 5 or 6 years. Like he has not had the ball in his hands like he has so far in Milwaukee. It's just not something that has happened.
Yeah.
And like even the limited times that they run Giannis Dame pick and roll, Dame Giannis pick and roll, which again, like they need to just keep spamming it so that you figure it out. Yeah. But like one thing I've noticed that even when they do run it and like Giannis actually sets the screen and rolls, like if he gets the ball, like he still stops at like the dotted line or at the free throw. Like he doesn't, he has to stop and think and then like pass off of there. He can't. It isn't just like a natural. So like again, that takes time because that's not something that he's done necessarily. Like he's rolled off of Chris, but like usually They know exactly what they're gonna do coming out of it, and
They've
like
been playing
Buzz
together for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
and like Buzz's system, like he knew exactly where his shooters were gonna be, so he didn't really have to think and map out the floor in a way like making that quick decision off a catch with his back turned to the defense usually too. Like it's not again like. We can all envision like, oh, that's what it's gonna look like when it's just like it's gonna be seamless, but it's like
it takes time.
He has to get comfortable with the ball in that situation. They have to figure out like what angles like they like screened at. They have to figure out, you know, like what other people are doing off of them. Like again, like I think that the pieces are there, save for defense stopper at the two. But like I think offensively, like they have the piece to put together like a dynamic pick and roll partnership, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time before it actually like they have to practice it. They have to run it. It's reps. And like again, like to your point, Dame being in not that point.
Hey, relax.
Dame being in and out of the lineup, Chris being on a minutes restriction, like they just haven't had enough time together to play together. Yeah. Same thing with the Clippers. Like James Harden didn't have a preseason, didn't have a training camp. He's literally playing the first basketball of this like since you know they flamed out in the playoffs in Philly.
That man was in China having pep rallies talking about some Daryl Morey is a liar.
So like he's still trying to get in a game shape. Like they've literally never played together besides what PJ and Russ. So like he's learning new teammates. It's a process. So like expecting instant results is kind of
It's not NBA 2K.
No,
it takes a little bit more time than that.
Tag me in. So my thing for this week is, of course, I'm talking about the Lakers, but Lakers should really think about pulling the trigger on getting DeRozan and or Alex Caruso.
No, you see shells in the comment.
Hey, I need y'all to relax. All right, y'all. Now they want Alex Caruso, fam. Now everybody want him. The whole league, bro. That's all I see on Twitter. Everybody, let's get Alex Caruso. No, bro, we ain't trying to hear that. He needs to come back. Come home, fam. Come back home, fam. You know where you love.
Nah, that's the last place he going because y'all just threw him out like he was trash.
Right.
No,
y'all ain't want to pay him.
No,
he had to go out and find a deal from the Bulls.
Just like y'all did Brook Lopez, and look how we treated him.
Man.
You can be next, Alex Caruso.
I was mad about that Brook Lopez, though. I ain't gonna lie. I was mad about that Brook Lopez. As soon as he came to Milwaukee, all of a sudden, you can shoot threes, huh? What? Blocking shot? Defense? What? We ain't seen none of that in LA.
To be fair.
This man.
To be fair, if he would have stayed in LA, like he would have been looking like Brook Lopez defense from the first week of the season.
Hey, well,
you got to be in a very specific scheme.
Yeah, these are facts. But
Adrian Griffin, nigga.
Oh, hey man,
bro,
he got it now. The players got him right on that.
Yeah. I'm still salty. We was talking about DeRozan earlier. We had it in the bag. This shouldn't even be a conversation. DeRozan should have been a Laker, and we should have had another kid by now.
That's why I say you act different.
In a new relationship. Brook came to us. He had to get it right. Fam.
Hey man, more power to him. God bless. As cute as say. But no, you really make me mad with this Alex Caruso.
I'm sorry. You ain't the only team
that's my boy,
Alex
man.
Caruso, fam.
No. Yeah. Hey, I would get an Alex Caruso bus jersey, but nobody trying to see that. I need him back in LA.
That's not
DeRozan, Alex. I see you had sent me that Levine.
Now, it appears that Chicago they about to just blow it up.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did see that Levine leaked out like he thinks they can turn around in Chicago.
You gotta say something.
Yeah, you gotta be, PC or whatever.
But I haven't heard anything about them shopping DeRozan. I've heard Levine's name, and Levine's name has been connected with the Lakers. I know you wanted DeRozan, but would you be happy with Zach LaVine in LA?
Yeah, I would be, because at this point, the reason why I say we need to pull the trigger is because we need help scoring at this point. Like, we have the pieces there, but no one is really stepping up in the way that we need to scoring wise. So if LeBron isn't on the court, like, our scoring fails. If AD isn't on the court, like, we don't have a legit scorer at this point. So just getting somebody that I know that can give us 20, Levine to come out and he had a green light, like he gonna give us the buckets we need.
I saw that against the Bucks. This man don't stop shooting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like that would be that'd be great to see that. So I would be happy with Levine. So give me DeRozan, give me Levine, give me all three of them.
That's not happening.
I know, but dang it.
I would say like the Rosen piece is that this is the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
They've apparently talked about contract extensions, but they're very far apart. So
Okay.
I would imagine if we get closer to deadline, it seems like
And it's not getting closer.
yeah.
That it might be out the door too.
Yeah. Yeah, come to LA. Either one of y'all.
it's whatever you do, trade D-Lo.
Pretty
Man,
much.
oh
He's gonna
my
be in that
God.
trade.
D-Lo is the most he is so watch a Laker game. Well, I
don't
guarantee
think I
you,
will.
you're gonna be
Who y'all
pissed
play
by.
tonight? I know you got a tournament game tonight.
Who do we play? I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm in
But no,
this ring.
man, D-Lo is a disappointment. He take plays off. He sit there. He will watch LeBron because LeBron bring the ball up. This man will literally sit there and look at LeBron. Look. Then he'll run, figure out what he gonna do. I'm done with him, fam. I'm done with him.
That's
Trash,
you wanted
fam.
your boy back.
I did, man. I didn't know he was gonna do this, man. I thought he was
the
gonna
same
actually
thing that he
tribute.
did
I know
to his
exactly. He
entire
did the
career.
same thing. I thought it was different, man.
You done spit the block.
Exactly. Wanted that old thing back, and look at me now.
That could be you and Caruso, so you might as well just let that go.
No, hey,
Right.
Caruso ain't gonna do that to you.
What's up with Reeves though?
I don't. And again, like I said last week, I don't know if it's because he played too much basketball. What I really think is now is that defense is actually
They got a scouting report.
they scout for him. So now he can't slither in here and there and kind of do the things that he done. Like now he's just getting locked up. Like he'll get the ball and it's like he don't know what to do. He's like, dang, it's defense on me now. I'm like, damn. Like he be looking shook, dog. Like he'll pass LeBron. All right, I want the ball. He'll pass it to him. He pass it right back. He'll be like, fam. Like I think it's confidence though. You can tell like he's out there, he's overthinking what he's doing, and he's not playing with any confidence. So I just take your time, man. Like we love you. Just keep doing what you do. We need you to be what you were, bro. It's a reason why you got the bag. Like just keep doing you. We saw what you can do, bro. The world seen it when you was with Team USA. So just come back with that confidence. But it's been trash. It's been frustrating.
There might be something to that overworked in the summer type of thing because Bobby came back and his shot was broke. Well, his 3-pointer was broke. His mid-range, sorry.
Yeah, Bobby been moving and grooving in the mid range. He's had some. I'm like, oh my God, Bobby, I didn't know that. Showing up.
Going into yesterday's game, he was shooting like 19% from three. So
19?
I mean, he started the season off like
Yeah.
0 for 7. He missed threes in like the first couple games that they had, and then the lid came off. But yeah, man. All right, well,
Caruso back to LA.
no, Milwaukee.
Caruso back to LA.
hey, if it's not Milwaukee, yeah, send his ass out west.
That's
There
a
we go.
fact. That I can agree with.
And he gonna mess around, go to Boston on y'all.
Listen, we don't need no.
Don't even put that in.
Go to Miami on y'all. Then what you gonna do?
I ain't worried about man.
Oh, okay.
I say that now, but
I just got to say real quick before we move into wrestling. The fact that Jimmy Butler trolls on media day, it makes me laugh because I was looking at Prize Picks. Like, do I want a Prize Pick tonight?
Oh, fan
And I'm
picture.
scrolling through, and
Yeah.
the picture is sitting there with that little,
It's on everything, dude.
that little.
It's on my he on my fantasy team. Every time I look at him, I'm like, fam.
I just can't.
Wow,
help but
dog.
laugh. This
And
fool-
there's like, this is the reason why he does it. So every time
Every
you see
time.
it, you just like, dude, it's clowning, fam.
this one's funnier than last year's.
but y'all see like on the court, like they have the special court for like their Heat culture jersey.
Yes, I did.
It's like we're gonna be the hardest working, best
All that
conditioned.
text
right.
in the paint.
But it's like,
Oh, I know they put all that in
They
the
put it in the
actual text.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
But it's like, how is that like Heat culture? And then you got Jimmy Butler who literally only turns it up for the playoffs. Like you,
hey man, it's Pat Riley.
I'm just saying.
He the
First of all,
culture.
The quote they
Niggas
got
be
in the
lying.
paint was from Pat Riley, but not when he was talking about the Heat. I believe it's when he's with the Knicks.
Hey, he's like same.
And they
Like
Same,
Heat culture,
same.
Riley culture, same.
It's
pretty
same
much.
thing.
He said, it's my
It's my
mantra.
thing. I do this.
I'm taking it.
I was doing it back in LA too.
Yeah, it says hardest working, best
That's a lot,
conditioned,
fam.
most professional, unselfish, toughest, meanest, nastiest team in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a lot. And they actually put it in the
in
paint.
the paint.
That's crazy, fam. That's too much.
That don't sound
That
like
don't even
y'all.
look. That don't even look right though. Okay.
All right. Some wrestling news, folks. And then we ain't even got no quick hits. So after this, we gonna get up out of here. Tim want to talk about women's wrestling resurgence, which would have been interesting. Say that for next week, Tim. Hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, feel better, brother.
They are not giving them the time or the spot. Like they're starting to do a little bit now, so maybe that's what he's talking about. But like between AEW and WWE, like they have not been like that women's revolution shit went out the window. But anyway,
I was going to disagree with that, man.
He was ready.
I wanted to hear. I
He
wanted
had
to
his
hear him
notes
out.
ready. Like, yeah, come on with it.
It was like,
That's why Tim be vague. So I'd be like, fam, what does this mean? I can't even formulate an opinion ahead of time.
but I was gonna hear him out, and then whatever he had to say, I'm like, okay.
On the contrary, son.
Well, actually, no. So I saw a clip on the internet. I can't find it now, but I saw a clip on the internet. It was like an Orthodox Jewish wedding, and like they were like partying, and then it was a viral clip. I don't know, but like they were like partying at the wedding, and then the dude came in driving a forklift, and then like he drove it into the wedding. And then like they had like a little pallet on it, and then like two dudes jumped on that, and then like he raised it up, and they were like dancing on top of it. Like they were getting down, they were boogieing.
They was getting lit.
That's
so I'm
too
like,
late.
man, if somebody threw like the Stone Cold driving the Zamboni over this, like with the audio, like that shit would do numbers. Which then made me go watch like Stone Cold driving the Zamboni, which then made me watch Stone Cold driving the beer truck and the cigarette truck.
He drove a lot of vehicles.
He drove a lot of vehicles.
Stone
and it was
Cold's
just
out
like,
here.
this was some good ass TV.
It
like,
really was.
Like
though.
a lot of times, I
was.
feel like a lot of people's opinions on like everything that they say about the Attitude Era would be like, bro, that's nostalgia. Like, but then I watched it, I'm like,
it was,
bro, this is some good shit. Like,
I swear.
Someone posted on Twitter the full WrestleMania 17 match with Stone Cold and The Rock, and I was like,
amazing match.
Freaking,
That's
they
an
even had the
amazing
promo
match,
at the
fam.
beginning, and I was like, not when you hear the
My Way
or the highway.
go intro package. And there'll be like stuff like, man, people, you don't even get like the flash of the cameras anymore. It's like because we got smartphones and our cameras like are actually
flashes
good.
used to look
It did, but it was functional, right?
Yeah.
It was like it wasn't for the
not,
view.
right.
It's like you needed to have a flash on, otherwise your picture was going to be dark.
Right.
What a time, man!
Or like the signs or whatever. And it's like people just post it on mine. So it's like you're in like. It's evolved. It's different. Like it's not better or worse. It's just it's different.
They used to have so many signs that you couldn't even see people in the audience.
Yeah.
It was
This
just
come out with the biggest sign, fam.
Like the whole, like if you look at the whole hard camera side, it's just like a wall of signs. Like to the point you can't even pick out anything. It was just like
did y'all go back in the day when they used to just flat? It was just titties. Like for real. Like it's kids there, bro. But that's all I remember. Going to the back, just they were like, oh, hey! That's all you see in the crowd, titties, bro.
Okay, I don't remember titties.
I do, bro. I vaguely remember. I was like, wrestling in titties, bro. I got my money's worth tonight, boy. Jesus. Got my money's worth. 2 for 1 special out here, boy.
I will say, like, puberty hormones were doing a lot of work because I go back and look at some of them women now, I'm like, ooh.
Garbage.
Oh,
Trash.
Man.
Like Trish was some good milk, but the rest of them
spoiled.
Y'all are wild, man.
But I was saying, one thing I did notice though is like you really had to tune in every week to see what Stone Cold. I don't even want to know what he said.
I didn't quite hear what he said, but I don't want him to repeat it.
I'm not. I won't.
But you had to tune in every week to see what Stone Cold was going to do, and I feel like that singular element is kind of what's missing today because it feels so much more like a television show now as opposed to whatever that was.
A downfall of the internet that we can look up dirt sheets and all
and know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah.
Back then, you didn't have a way to just go online and look up like, who's going to show up at Raw or what's the rumors. Like we already hearing the CM Punk rumors about when his return to WWE might be.
I do not like him. Put him in the ring with Cody right away and beat the shit out of him. Get him out of here.
You would be pissed if they did that and CM Punk won.
Do not. Nigga. Oh, I'll be pissed, fam. Oh, man. Please don't do that to me. Please don't.
But even so, like, yes, the week to week, but even within like one episode, it'll be like you can tell that they kind of built the episode towards that, but like they still set it up in advance. It was like so much of it now feels like segmented. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna do this from the 9 to 9:15. We're gonna do this from 9:15 to 9:30. And it's like it's different storylines that just kind of like we gonna slide it in here, slide it in here, slide it. Again, it feels more formulaic and more just like a television show, which is fine. Like it kind of
it's just different.
It lets you know. Like I said, like it's not better, it's not worse. It's different, but it is missing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like and watching those moments, which again, like that's 3 moments from 5 years of television. So it's like, that's the highlights. Like I can probably point to, you know, some stuff now, like Jimmy leaving the Bloodline or Jay leaving the Bloodline. Like that shit was hot. Yeah. But again, like it's just you can tell like how much it's evolved, and it's kind of like, oh, that was kind of fire.
Yeah.
And it just sent me down the Stone Cold rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I see Shells in the comments, and don't forget Kurt Angle with the milk truck, which was a complete spoof on the beer truck. Which is why it was so funny.
Got milk campaign.
Would y'all rather be sprayed with milk or with beer?
Because
I feel like both of those options are actually very
milk is probably gonna stink even worse. Like if you don't have a shower right away.
Beer is yeasty though.
It is, but milk curdles.
Yeah, especially if it's summertime too or something.
Yeah. You gotta walk.
Well, yeah, nah.
You gotta
beer
be
me.
hot with milk on you.
Yeah, beer me. I'd rather
But I said beer
be like
the
taste.
I'm not tasting nothing. On Shell said beer too.
Kurt Angle with the milk truck on its own was fun and funny, but it was JR's commentary on top of it.
JR period, fam. Like Michael Cole is really good. Like Michael Cole is GOAT status, but it was just something different about JR. From JR and the King, that combination was just like pure gold, fam.
It was gold.
Like JR literally like is the GOAT. Like the Michael Jordan of wrestling announcing, like for real, for real.
And Vince did everything in his power to try to push him out numerous times.
Man.
With everything that JR was doing behind scenes too, and you're like, you should respect this man.
He was the dude. Like he was running everything backstage.
JR was the man.
He is.
He got some calls, boy. His hate for Triple H.
Oh, he hated Triple H.
I go back. I go back and listen to that supercut probably like once every 2 months because it's just
that man hated him.
You have it like on the ready. I'm just
bro. JR
like it'll take me like a second, but I just watched it so I can find it.
Throw my WWE.
Or like every time Mick Foley used to do like a hella big bump. He was like, good God Almighty, he's dead.
You killed him, you son of a bitch.
Killed him, yes.
I feel like this. I feel like the King was underrated on his commentary in that match as well because King had a particular role to play. But when King was like, "That's it, he's dead," that's it, he's dead. I said, "Oh my."
The King was the number one horny dude.
No,
that man, he was horny man all day. Burn him. Oh man, Jay, good old JR, bro.
Man, like a cold name to good old JR.
What was stronger, JR's love for Stone Cold or his hate for Triple H?
No, I think he loves Stone. He loves Stone Cold.
He hated Triple H.
But he did hate Triple H. He hated Triple H because of Stone Cold, though. That's the thing.
So the extension of the love.
The extension of the love, it got to be for Stone Cold.
Yeah, that's fair. Real quick, I just wanted to point out the fact that, as we know, WWE and the UFC merged into a company, TKO. And with that, they had put in their little filing like, hey, listen, I don't know if we're going to have Vince on our board because a lot of trash come around him and we're not trying to get bad publicity.
Mm-hmm.
That comes out, and then we see that Vince McMahon sold about 30% of his holdings in the entity, which is about 8.4 million shares. My God.
Jesus.
And that man made $700 million off of that sale. Apparently, he still has about 28 million shares. At least he did as of August. And the remaining shares are valued at around $2 billion.
Must be nice.
Seems like Vince is slowly selling off as he realizes.
He walking out with a quick 7 mil, fam.
700.
700 mil. Jesus.
From selling 30% of what
30%. I still got Bo in the tuck. That's crazy.
But as time keeps, and he's starting to realize, like, I'm not going to be able to find my way back into the door here. Like, Triple H is the head of creative solely, and I think Vince is kind of being like, well, let me make some money off of this now.
That's something that's super dope too, is the transition of Triple H, because we've seen him like in front of the camera, but seeing like him like taking over everything behind the camera is super dope too.
And you can tell that he's kind of remaking WWE in his own image. Like somebody made a joke post, but it was true too. It was like looking at the Raw women's wrestler scene. It's like Triple H definitely has a type, and it's like it's China. It's like look at every woman like that's in a prominent spot on Monday Night Raw at least. Like it's, and then he built like the Asian faction on SmackDown. So, but like still, like the character work. Like look at how many hot baby faces there are right now. Like the whole damn Survivor Series team is like over, like bigger than any babyface has been on WWE, and probably like since Cena was at his height.
Who's all on the Survivor Series team?
Cody, Seth, Jay, and
Sammy.
Yeah. Dang, no LA Knight, huh?
No,
because it's
that's right.
Although the rumor, if you want to be spoiled, so skip ahead 10 seconds if you don't. The rumor is that Randy Orton is going to be the fifth.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I heard he was at the performance.
Like they just added, what's his face? Drew McIntyre. To
he came out. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how I'm gonna like that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. And Survivor Series is at
next week.
It's in Chicago, too,
it's next week.
Yes,
it is.
Next
the 20th,
Saturday.
because Thanksgiving is next week.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's always Thanksgiving week.
Golly. So I said, even Steph got jacked at one point. She did, though.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
All right, Ken.
And he also said Triple H way more as far as JR's love versus hate.
Yes. I think we mentioned it, but the hate for Triple H was because of his love for
Stone
Cold.
His love of Stone Cold.
Golly, JR was great.
He was GOAT. So my thing about wrestling is
wrestling.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, this may be a hot take. It might not make sense, but just let me talk it out.
Okay. Tell us when you want us to react.
Okay. Bloodline. Bloodline fatigue, okay? So I'm not gonna lie, like the bloodline is the best thing like in wrestling right now, and I understand that. Okay, I will acknowledge Roman, even though I hate him, but I acknowledge that he is, the GOAT. Like he is that dude. Again, what I'm about to say, he earned the right to be able to do what he's doing, to not have to wrestle as much, to not have to defend his title as much. I understand.
I'm sorry, Eric sending possible titles for the episode. And the last one made me laugh.
But he has 11 matches the entire year of 2023. So he had 11 matches.
Sorry, I'm trying to pause. Brew Hoop is in the comments. Oh, hey, what did we miss about our article to make everybody go wild? Hey, we just broke down the reaction to the idea of firing a coach after 10 games.
Yeah.
It was at about, let me check the timestamps real quick. If you want to go back to that segment, it's about 26 minutes into the show. Enjoy, Brew Hoop.
Oh, and also, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Since we're on it, one thing about Brew Hoop, like that was an opinion piece, which isn't
it's
like
not the end of the world. It's
one person's opinion regarding the thing. It's not. It shouldn't have created like a civil war within them.
I was so shocked when I like, wait a second.
One person's opinion, it's fine.
Yeah,
about 26 minutes. Go ahead, Ken.
But back to us. Like, Roman has 11 matches the entire year of 2023. Last year he had 52. We won't see him for the rest of the year.
Crazy to think about.
Yeah, to think about. So, Bloodline. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on. We got, the Usos are split up. One is on Raw, one is on SmackDown. Jay is with him, and Cody has been like teaming up. I actually like them as a tag team. So now LA Knight has been feuding with Jimmy a lot on SmackDown.
I just say I've enjoyed him a little bit.
Who?
Jimmy?
He's the one I don't like.
He's hilarious now.
Like I enjoy him, like because he's like delusional at this point. It's fun.
Because he thinks he's the dude. Yeah, and I get that, but I don't know. It's something about it now that I don't know if they're running it like to the ground a little bit, but it's like, so with knowing that Roman is out of the picture, like what else do we do with the bloodline at this moment?
Like what's the point?
Yeah, like like right now at this very moment, like what's the point of the bloodline? Like that's where I am right now. Like out of the bloodline, the best thing right now is Yeet. Like that's literally the greatest thing. I'm getting the t-shirt too. He had the shirt on, but that's, to me, that's the greatest thing right now. And maybe fatigue is the wrong word to use for the bloodline. But right now, I just want to know, like, help it make sense to me. Like, I understand, like, the storytelling has been amazing for the past 3 to 4 years right now going, and it's been holding everything together. But now I just want to. Not that I need to know, but I just want to see how everything is going to tie back in together and make it make sense to me. Not make sense to me, but make me. Why do I care?
I think that throughout this entire thing, like there have been periods of it's really running hot, and like this is the operatic, this is the this is the Emmy, whatever, this is the part where it's like these are like the high points that we're gonna remember years from now. Yeah. In between those, there have been lulls within the story individually, and every time people are like, "Oh my God, why do we keep doing this story? Oh my God, why?" It gives the story time to breathe. Like it can't just be all high spots like the entire way through. And I'm not refuting you. I'm just saying, no. That's kind of like how it's been, and I think right now we're just in one of those low periods where it's letting the show breathe. Like it's not all Roman sucking the air out of the building.
That's what it is.
Like
that's
you
what
got
I'm
Damage Control doing
of.
whatever. You got LA Knight doing whatever. You got Judgment Day running stuff. You got maybe this is time to focus on Raw a little bit. Like it's more.
Raw's been trash.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like this is the time for like all that other stuff to kind of get more focused, and it allows like progression for Solo and Jimmy and Jay when he was there, and Sammy when he was there. Like it gives them more time to kind of flesh out. Like a reason why Jey Uso is one of the top baby faces right now is because he had time to shine when Roman wasn't on TV. Yeah. Also, it makes Roman's time on TV mean more.
Is when he's like when he's not there all the time.
Like the joke now is like they're always running Roman Reigns returns next week graphics. Like,
oh yeah,
that should actually mean something. Like before, it'd be like, all right, like Cody gonna be there every week, so it's kind of like, okay, I guess Cody first, or you know what I mean? Like, it makes it appointment viewing. So it's like, I get where you're coming from, where it's like he's just holding the title and he's not doing anything with it. But it kind of, again, like the scarcity makes it more special. Yeah, and it makes everything that they do mean a little bit more.
I feel like there is a healthy medium for that, where it's like there's a certain level of scarcity where you're like, this works. Like and there's another level where you're like, okay, it's a little too. It's not enough. Scarce. Yeah, like I need a little bit more than that. But I was talking to the mayor about Roman Reigns, and he was saying that one thing that he's heard is that Roman, since he went through leukemia and the treatment, that his body takes a little bit longer to recover now.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
and that the rumor is that he's starting to wind down, and that the bloodline is going to be like his swan song, pretty much.
Oh, like when it's over,
he's going to really fade, like kind of take a step back because he wants to be at home with his kid, which is part of why.
He got a gang of them.
Yeah, which is.
I think he got like 2 sets of twins.
Oh damn! Jesus
and
Christ! Hey boy.
Which is part of why he doesn't wrestle as much now as it is, but like his body also just takes a little bit longer to recover. So he's trying to.
And then I want to say another thing about Roman. The thing that gets me is how he wins matches.
Yes.
So if you go give me 11 of them,
give me some variety.
Exactly. Give me some variety. Don't let me know you go win by cheating every single time. Like I want a match where you literally beat the hell out of somebody. You're that dude, fam. Like you don't even have to do none of that. I'm salty about Cody, fam.
We know.
Because if he would have beat my boy head up, fair square, I'm like, hey, all right, you got it, boss.
That's kind of the point. Like
you got it, boss.
He a heel. You supposed to hate what he doing,
and you still mad at him.
Yeah,
Cody could literally beat anybody, bro. He done beat everybody, bro.
Except for Roman.
Except for because he had to cheat. He would have been right along one of the victims, fam.
This is what they want,
That's
fam.
what they want.
Exactly. They got me again, goddamn. Triple H, you've done it again. You son of a bitch!
And it comes full circle.
Exactly. There we
That
go.
is the perfect way to
There we
close the
go.
show. Before we get out of here, I just want to say some happy birthdays, if I may. Happy birthday to my college roommate, Erica. Her birthday is today.
Hey, shout out.
Happy birthday, E.
Shout out.
Happy birthday, Sly. Your birthday comes this tomorrow. So when this
Hey,
episode
shout out,
drops
brother.
on audio form, it is your birthday. Happy birthday from Tech File fam.
Happy
We
birthday,
appreciate
fam.
your support. You always in the comments doing your thing.
Appreciate you, brother.
And third, but certainly not last. Happy birthday, Uncle Michael. His birthday
Hey,
is
shout
on
out.
Thursday. So happy birthday to him. I'm sure he's listening to this right now as he's walking the dog, because that's when he listens to Tech File every week. Happy birthday.
How long is that walk?
You be on some walks.
Oh, that's good though.
This ain't a show. A short show.
A quick hit.
You ain't going around the block with this one.
Right, but happy birthday, Uncle Michael. Love you so much.
Shout out.
Can't wait to see you. So happy birthday to all my peoples. Erica, Sly, Uncle Michael. Happy birthday. All in the same week.
Tim's daughter's birthday was this
Saturday,
past
yeah.
week.
Happy
My
birthday.
daughter's
Happy
birthday was
birthday.
the week before that.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, my son's birthday next week. It's crazy. All our kids' birthdays around the same time.
Happy birthday to all the Tech File babies too.
Yeah, out here. My son getting big, fam.
Yeah, he can talk.
He
Man.
getting super tall. 7, man. I'm getting old.
I can't believe he's 7.
7, fam. That's
I
crazy.
can't believe man. When I saw how old your daughter turned, I said, "Wait a second."
We getting old out here, fam.
Like I remember when she like that man. Anyways, let's get out of here before I start feeling even older at this point. Because them days don't feel like that long ago.
Yeah,
But then
well,
you see the kids and you be like, nah,
Yeah,
it was a long time ago. We'll get out of here, y'all. As I always say, I hope that y'all are safe. Take care of yourself. Stay hydrated.
Absolutely.
Wash your hands. Take care of your people. Be kind. And just show love where you can. So with that being said, if you want to follow me on social media,
Wait
you
a
can
minute. Oh, my bad.
Hey, come back, Tim.
Hey, I was so excited. I was like, I'm finna do
You were
Tim
so
ad lib.
excited.
Wait a minute. Oh, my bad. I'm too excited.
Take your own advice.
Exactly. All right.
Practice what you preach. I love that song as a kid.
Which one?
Practice what you preach.
I did too. I knew all the words as a kid.
Right. I don't know why. It's just,
I was
in my like 7-year-old ears.
saying, my mom like, say it, Camille. I sitting there. Like that little gift.
Me. He used to hit that thing like the WB frog.
Dog, dude, the WB frog hilarious, man. The WB. Hey, he used to take the hat off. The WB.
Oh man, yeah, it's time to go home. You can catch me. And now he ain't ready for the.
All right.
Wait a minute. I needed a second. I was joking.
You can catch me
Wait a minute.
on Twitter, Instagram, these PSN 2K streets at Camille Monet, CamilleMonae.
Oh yeah. For now, you can catch me at Bookburner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
I mean, shit. Things keep going the way they're going in this fan base. Ain't gonna be no Bookburner.
Dang.
I'm just saying. I do not want to be associated with.
With this turmoil.
It's the worst that it's been since like the Fire Kid Abbeys, and it's only been 10 games. It's crazy.
Shell said we about to have him saying that the rest of the night. Can you end the show for us? You got no Tim.
Oh yeah, everyday _ gentleman on Instagram. K Harris 216 on Twitter and Snapchat, man.
Get well soon, Tim.
Yeah,
feel better,
man.
brother.
Feel better. Y'all send some healing vibes out to Tim, and we'll catch
all three
you.
of us do it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, y'all.
And you can.
No, that ain't how he started.
And this is your boy. He always says it's your boy.
No, it's
at the end, don't he? Oh, he said that.
And you can catch me on the Twitters, the Instagrams, the whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ask Ketchum, aka
Mr. Give it to me. Dilly. He start rapping. One fish, 2 fish.
I'm about to be Tim. Play my beat.
Play my beat.
Yeah. Why am I doing his voice like
Hey, hey, 1 week he was really rapping though. 1 week, hey, that 1 week he was out here spitting for real.
Got shit on.
Man, I don't know why that's
Wait.
my Tim voice. I'm sorry, Tim. That don't sound nothing like you.
We ain't
bro.
gonna never see that again.
But him rapping good.
Yeah, exactly.
Got an out of body.
I think of random, like, there's certain random songs that remind me of Tim, and it feels very Tim-like for those songs to remind me of him. One is LL Cool J Heads,
And that was my shit.
and the other one is the Busta
Yeah,
Rhymes
I know
version,
that.
Look at Me Now.
Yeah.
Remember he rapped that on the show?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he sure did rap the whole thing without messing up.